We believe we're directly over where the mama pond monster is. The rocket is ready. We've got our trap set. It's time to launch. 3, 2, Phil, I might need your help with this. No.
Wait, she caught it.
Hey yo, what's going on guys? It's Papa Jake and welcome back to a brand new video, and today I've got some very special news. As you guys know, we have been working hard, diligently, day after day to try and solve the mystery of the pond monster. We've been trying to capture it. We've been trying to figure it out. We've been trying to analyze where it came from. Are there more than one pond monster? What is the bird monster? Is Bigfoot related? And most importantly, who is the Lake Corporation? Well, today marks a massive breakthrough. If you probably saw our last video, we went into Fortnite to try and grab the Iron Man costume. Didn't exactly work out as we wanted it to. Also didn't think there'd be a massive bird in the sky that was gonna hit Bigsy out of it. Luckily for us though, Bigsy survived. Bad news, Logan's still missing. Good news, if you guys remember a couple videos ago, we actually were able to hatch a pond monster egg. And we hatched our little friend Douglas. He was pretty cute, but we kind of had to let him go with a tracker in him so we could figure out where the mama pond monster is. Make sure you check out all the previous videos in our playlist. We'll have a link in the description down below as well as the pinned comment. And do not forget to smack that like button, hit the subscribe button, because you know, we're kind of out here putting our lives on the line to find this pond monster for you guys. You're all at home right now. You're sitting at home. You're super cozy. I bet you got a blanket. I bet you got some snacks. I don't got snacks.
Did you say snacks?
No, we don't have snacks. So also don't forget to hit the bell button because you never want to miss a brand new upload. We upload 3 times a week and I can't hold up 3 fingers. We've gone over that. Phil, how are we looking? Do not cut into the pond monster hand. That thing is full of acid.
I need to see what's inside. I feel like this thing doesn't even have bones.
We have pond monster acid right here, Phil. That's what's inside.
I know, but it's so squishy.
Well, guess what? Good news for you. You're going to get to analyze a full pond monster because the tracker has finally stopped moving.
Wait, Douglas actually made it back home to his mama?
Yes, or he just got really tired and stopped moving for a while, but my thought is that he's back home with his mama, which means we can finally track down the mama pond monster. We can finally capture her, and we can finally put an end to all of this.
How does stopping the pond monster stop all the monsters if the Lake Corporation keeps making them?
What I'm thinking is that they have one single monster that they're getting beta particles from. A original proto-monster, if you will. That monster is what they're using to extract beta particles from to create new monsters. If we stop the monster, we stop them creating new monsters. It's like if you run out of chocolate milk mix. You can't make chocolate milk without chocolate milk mix, now can you?
I love chocolate milk.
I do too, but we don't like monsters, so we need to put an end to it. So I've tracked Douglas's whereabouts to a location not too far from here. It looks like he has entered another pond, which means that he is most likely safe at home with the mama. Now, looking at the size of the hand that we were able to capture in the video where we froze it off, I used some quick mathematics, and I figured out that these things are probably around 7 feet tall.
7 feet is like a whole 2 feet taller than me.
Yes, if the pond monster could play basketball, he'd probably be very good at basketball, but that's besides the point. The point is these things are large, which means capturing them will be quite hard, and they're strong.
Like super strength strong.
My plan for capturing this pond monster is we're gonna be creating another cardboard boat to go out on the pond. But you might be thinking, Papa Jake, your cardboard submarine totally sank and you almost got eaten by a bird. Yes, that's true, but this time we just need to float, and we can innovate, which is why we'll be building a floating spy base 2.0.
Welcome everyone to the new and improved Floating Spy Base 2.
We'll make it even better, we'll make it even faster, and most importantly, we'll have a capturing device on the bottom of it.
Oh,
look, think of it like this, guys. It's like capturing a big fish, except if that fish could eat you, and it also is 7 feet tall.
And has acid spray and super big claws that can scratch the boat.
Yes, it does have that, but because I've been collecting beta particles from both the pond monster and the flying monster, we've been able to get some good research in, which means I've actually found some substances that the acid can't burn through.
Such as?
If you guys have seen our previous videos, the slime that the pond monster shoots out is pure acid, which means it melts through a lot of stuff. I mean, just take a look at this video of Douglas melting through steel bars. With a little bit of modification and figuring out the compounds that makes up the beta particle, I've made something to kind of repel it. Think like a magnet, and you can basically spray it on everything. Check this out. We have here some regular activated pond monster slime. Very gently, we're gonna take it out of here and put it onto this plate. Now, very quickly, this should start burning through. So yeah, pretty dangerous. And if we leave it here, that's just gonna keep burning through all the way to our table. So we're gonna take it and put it back in here. But once I've treated the slime with our trusty anti-beta particle spray, you get something like this. This plate has been treated with the anti-beta particle spray, so the slime is just reacting but not melting. It's actually kind of going crazy. It's like it can't burn through. It wants to, but it can't. So much so that once you get enough on it, it completely neutralizes any of the slime's ability. And it just turns into, well, not acid, just like weird snot. So this is how we're gonna be creating our capturing device. We've got a tarp that's extra strong, which we believe the pond monster will not be able to break through. And then we just gotta spray it layer by layer. This is gonna take a little while. A tarp that I've created that's gonna be able to capture the pond monster and make sure that it's unrippable and unmeltable. Now, to get the pond monster to actually come near our boat, other than the fact that it might try and eat us, we need a way to get it out of its nest. That's where all the science comes in.
Not only are we going out onto a pond today, we are trying to draw the pond monster closer to us.
Well, yeah, Phil, that's how you capture a pond monster. I've collected enough beta particles that I believe I can create a sort of beta particle explosion. In fact, I was thinking about different ways to project beta particles into the sky, and I came across this. It's a perfect way to do it because I can fuse the beta particles into the water pressure system, and then when this thing goes up, it's gonna be shooting them all over the place. Now we just have to build it, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, and voila, just like that, we've got one ginormous rocket ready to blast off. Now all we need to do is use the launching system, which uses water to pressurize the rocket and then launch it very high into the air. The trick though is that I'm gonna be filling the fuel with a mixture of both water and condensed beta particles, which we have safely in here. We're gonna have to transport this on the lake, so we have to be very careful that this does not break, because if it does, we're gonna have a bad time. We're gonna have a lot more monsters coming at us a lot sooner than we want. Think of it like this. Big rocket goes up above our base, big boom, lots of beta particles, all the monsters in the vicinity come running towards us. But right when they're about to eat us, that's when you, my trusted little sidekick, you activate the capturing device, capturing the mama pond monster.
And if the capturing device doesn't work, we both get eaten.
No, hopefully he'll eat you, and I'll have enough time to escape on the boat. Guys, on 3, everyone in the comments. 1, 2, 3, hashtag pond monster!
Unlike the last floating spy base, we have 2 sections to this fort. One, where Papa Jake will be launching this rocket right through this strategically placed roof hatch, while I will be driving the boat for the first time ever in the captain's quarters. Now in the captain's quarters, I will have this iPad hooked up with sonar tracking under the ship. So when Jake launches the beta rocket, I'll be able to know when we got incoming danger. And that is when I will be flipping this switch up and releasing Jake's tarp trap that he's been working on. And as you guys saw in our last video, this is the window I will be steering the ship out of. But now we just have to really hope that all of Jake's science works. Otherwise, we're gonna be sinking like the submarine, or even worse, we're gonna be pond monster food.
All right, boys, check it out. One beta particle rocket ready to blast off.
Dude, that is a huge rocket.
Blast off!
Oh, watch careful. You don't want it to explode right now. There's a latch right here.
Might have to have it sticking out the hatch here, Biggsy. It's sort of very tall.
That works.
Huh.
As long as we don't, ignite it while we're standing here in the house.
All right. We don't have much time. I've got the location of the trackers set on my phone, so all we need to do is get this thing in our truck, head on over to whichever pond it's at, get in the pond, drive to where it is, try not to get eaten, launch the rocket. There's a lot to do. Next up, the pond. We made it as close as we can to where the coordinates are. The rest though, we're gonna have to go on water. I've got my tracker and I've also got Phil, who's in a separate part of the entire ship. We've also got a big hole at the top for the rocket, but I guess it also kind of works as like a lookout hole. So we can look out and see if anything's coming our way. We also have Biggs on the drone. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but Biggs will be flying the drone and he'll have eyes in the sky. So he'll be looking out for anything, lay agents, monsters, anything coming our way. So small update for you guys. We are nowhere near where the tracker is saying that the pond monster is, but we are already running into some problems. I thought that this boat 2.0 was gonna be perfect. Already we've had to rip the doors off so we can actually see outside. I'm starting to feel like the boat is losing air. And Phil, what's going on with the motor there, bud?
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, the motor's not working. So, might be a little while till we can get to where we think the pond monster is. And while that's happening, we're sitting ducks. Captain, we've hit a rock. And by rock, I mean big stick. How's it going back there, Phil?
All right, Jake, after a lot of doing stuff and doohicking around,
we're moving. The box fort on water is going, and the box fort spy base is heading towards the pond monster. Phil?
Yeah?
We got an issue.
What?
I got water coming in.
Don't say that, Jake.
And this does not feel like it's inflated. Phil is currently trying to drive us towards the location of where the tracker is. We got Big Z up in the sky there on the drone. Everyone wave to Big Z. He'll be watching out for any pond monsters. As I always like to say, guys, if you do see anything in these videos, be sure to leave a comment down below because we can't always pay attention to what we're looking at. So leave a comment if you see anything weird, or even if you have an idea about what's going on with these pond monsters, or think you might have solved the mystery. Bill?
Yeah.
We're 100% losing air, and we're getting farther and farther into the middle of the lake. We need to launch this thing soon and capture this pond monster. Well, we gotta get closer on the tracker. How far out are we? All right, we're getting close. A little further and we should be over where the tracker is. Man, this pond monster is deep in this pond. Guys, look at this. This pond is absolutely massive, and who knows how far down the water goes. We definitely do not want to get pulled down there. If the pond monster finds us and pulls us into its nest, we're gonna have a bad day.
Jake, what's that? Why is it beeping?
Oh, Phil, that means we're right over top of the tracker. Right below us is the pond monster. Radio doesn't work. Beta particles are going through the roof. Where's the button to release the trap?
It's right behind me.
Okay, you're gonna need to get ready to release that thing as soon as the beta particle rocket hits maximum peak. We need to capture this pond monster and get back to shore before we sink and get dragged into Davy Jones' locker.
Davy Jones, what?
The rocket is almost ready. I've got it on its base. Now time to fill it up with the beta particles, and then we just need to pump it for fuel, and we're good to launch.
Jake, if you could hurry this process up,
I'm trying to, Phil. Just be on the lookout for any pond monsters.
Oh no. Don't say that. We are also literally in the middle of the lake. Just look how far away land is.
Now that we've got everything screwed on, time to pump this thing up to maximum capacity, and then we're good to launch. At least we know now that losing radio communication with Biggs is normal. It means we're right over the nest and beta particles are at their peak. Just gotta get to maximum pumpage, and we'll be good to launch.
How long does that take?
Just a little bit.
I cannot believe Jake keeps talking me into these things. I am not gonna lie. I am very scared right now.
All right, guys, we believe we're directly over where the mama pond monster is. The tracking device is located here. The rocket is ready. We've got our trap set. It's time to launch. Biggs has the drone up, so we should get a good shot of this. But at this point, I just gotta push the button and hope this all works. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, there should be beta particles everywhere now.
Jake, why is there a green dot on the sonar?
The pond monster. Phil, get the trap ready. Get ready. Get ready. Almost there. Almost there. Oh man, I bet I can see it. All right, Phil, flip the switch.
Okay, flipping the switch.
I think it worked. I think it worked.
Did it? High five. Do we have a pond monster aboard?
I don't know, either that or another hand, but we gotta get this thing back to shore. We are losing air fast. This was our one and only chance to capture the pond monster. There may or may not be a pond monster, but there's no sense in looking now. We need to get back before we sink, or else no one's finding the pond monster. I'm not getting any reception. This could be a good sign that we did in fact capture the pond monster.
All right, heading back to shore.
Oh, it's here. It's here. Phil, I might need your help with this. No.
Wait, she caught it.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is yet, but it's moving a lot. The tarp should hold, but we need to get this back to the car.
Okay.
Wait, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. This is heavy. Come on, quickly, Phil. We should have built the contamination center. Okay, now we just gotta get back to our base with the pond monster.
Wait a minute. What are we gonna do with it now that we have it?
I didn't exactly think that far through.
What
I
do you
didn't
mean
really.
you didn't think
I
that
didn't
far
think we'd
through?
actually be able to catch it.
Okay, I think we just release it back
If
in
we
the
can
lab.
if we can find a place to hold it, like a holding cell that doesn't break, you know.
We don't have a holding cell.
We'll make one, and until then, we'll keep it in the U-Haul.
And what if it breaks out of the U-Haul?
I'll use the air vent at the top, and I'll spray it with my compound that eliminates its acid. That way, there's no way for it to use acid, and the only way it can break out is with pure strength. But this is a solid metal door. Okay, we should go home.
Okay, yeah.